Good morning as we kick-start another big season of European football here on SBS. And what was supposed to be a celebration this morning has been overshadowed by the sudden death of Sevilla's Antonio Puerta. The 22-year-old Spanish international collapsed on the field after suffering a cardiac arrest during last weekend's La Liga match against Getafe. He passed away on Tuesday. And with a city and country in mourning, his Sevilla teammates will shortly step onto the field for the first time without him. They face AC Milan, and the two trophy winners from last season and two of Europe's most exhilarating sides are determined to put on a show in honour of Antonio Puerta.
And it's Milan again. Sevilla keep hold of the UEFA Cup. Kaka across the face of 2-0. AC Milan are champions of Europe.
Yes, indeed. It's the UEFA Super Cup live from Monaco here on SBS. And quite appropriately, I'm joined by Champions League expert Craig Foster and our UEFA Cup man Francis Awaratifi. And before we look ahead to the game, gents, the build-up, of course, has been overshadowed, Francis, by Antonio Puerta's death. Should this match be going ahead?
Yes, definitely. I think it's obviously almost a tragedy what's happened with Puerta. I mean, I think that football, obviously. I mean, some people would argue that it matters more than life and death, but obviously, I mean, that's obviously not the case. It's sad for his family, but I think that I think that in order to honour his memory, I think that it's good to play the game.
It is, I guess, a tribute unofficially tonight, Craig, for Puerta. And I think it was even Ramos, the Sevilla coach, saying tonight his selection will be based on the emotional state of the players rather than the physical. So, I mean, what are your thoughts about this match going ahead regardless?
The difficulty of it is it's so close to what happened. I think what would have been the ideal for me anyway would be to postpone the match a little bit later in the season or mid-season or whatever. Once this time has passed and people have been given time to grieve, I think it's extremely difficult for Sevilla players and the whole Sevilla club and family to turn up today and to play. And even the Milan players, Ambrosini, I noted in the last couple of days, saying, look, it's a very difficult situation to have to go into a game and play. And I think it's right from Ramos. He's going to put a team out and just ask them to go and play to try and honour, one of their friends.
This is the man in question. Now, as you can see, Puerta is walking away after he suffered the first of his several cardiac arrests. We understand that he collapsed again in the dressing room, was taken to hospital, and then died of multiple organ failure on Tuesday. As you can see, quite emotional scenes in Sevilla. He was a local boy, a Spanish international, and a very good player by all accounts. His one cap was against Sweden back in October last year, so a player on the rise. Tragically, his life cut short, and really everyone tonight will be sympathising for the Sevilla team.
But he's class, always a joy to watch, and Kaka, is already in superb form, and of course just newly voted, the best player of last season's Champions League.
And I guess on the other side, a final piece of news for you. Daniel Alves, the Brazilian international and wing-back for Sevilla, will start, despite all the problems he had, of course, in the off-season, saying he wanted out and very nearly left the club. He is there tonight, and as you can see, it's going to be very emotional. A minute's silence will be observed as well for Antonio Puerta, armbands being worn by all the players. In fact, some AC Milan officials, including the Vice President Adriano Galliani, flew to Spain during the week to attend the funeral. So there is great respect for what has occurred in the past few days. And as we know, Sevilla had their UEFA Champions League qualifier against AEK Athens, the second leg, postponed until Monday So really, there's a lot on the plate. Important matches still to be handled by Sevilla, despite the fact that Puerta has passed away. Life goes on, and tonight, hopefully, we'll see a good match of football in his honour. OK, let's cross now to Monte Carlo, and your commentator for this one will be John Helm.
The officials are also wearing black armbands as a mark of respect to Antonio Puerta. And the Seville players just applauding their supporters, likewise Prince Albert. And now we will have the anthem. Well, there's a slightly different atmosphere, obviously, about the occasion this evening in view of the events of the past few days. There's been a bit of a smoke screen across the pitch there from the fanfares as we look again at the way the sides are lining up. Milan there with Inzaghi as the lone striker. He'll be well supported by Seedorf and Kaka. The usual midfield threesome of Gattuso, Pirlo and Ambrosini. And Alessandro Nesto joined in centre-back position by Kaka Kaladze, the Georgian international tonight in the absence of Paolo Maldini. There is referee Plautz from Austria, his assistants Egon Breuter and Markus Meyer, and the fourth official Fritz Stutlik. So we have the toss of the coin to begin with. Well caught, sir. Ambrosini chooses ends. And now the announcement will be made, asking as we look at the Seville lineup very quickly for you, Palopingo. And all familiar names there with Canuti, very much the star striker. And now the crowd is being asked to stand in memory of Antonio Puerta, the 22-year-old Sevilla player who died just 3 days ago from heart failure. There will be a 1 minute silence. Well, the Spanish players were all looking to the heavens then, and you can understand what an emotive experience this is for them just so soon after that tragic loss of one of their comrades. So Seville were the winners here a year ago. They destroyed Barcelona by 3-0 in their first ever Super Cup final appearance. There's the shot that refers to what I was just talking about. And AC Milan are the record holders in terms of winning Super Cup. 4 times they've achieved victory here: 1989, 1990, 1994, and the last time in 2003. That's the only time they've won it in Monaco, incidentally. The other 3 occasions were in the days of it being a double-headed affair. So the game is underway, and Sevilla attacking from left to right in the all-white strip. And what a good side they've become in the last 2-3 seasons under their outstanding coach Juan de Ramos. They've won 5 trophies in the last 15 months. including the Spanish Super Cup, in which they've just beaten Real Madrid. They went to the Bernabeu, having established a 1-goal lead from the first leg, and won 5-3 in Madrid, which was a terrific performance. With Frederic Canute getting a hat-trick for them. And he is undoubtedly their talisman, the big striker. He might try and win the ball here. In fact, he clatters into the opponent. Ambrosini takes him down. Free kick, Milan. Kaka now. So much the pivotal player for Milan. Manages to create so many scoring opportunities for himself and for others. Now Gattuso, and he's gone down, but there was no foul on him. And Gattuso, that competitive little midfield player, didn't ask for anything. That is Frederic Canute in the background. And the defender there, Kaladze. Long towards Canute, who is good in the air and manages to direct it down, and then to take again from Jesus Navas. That won't find the mark. Back with Escudé. Pulls Alves. Daniel Alves marauding down the right here. Has been linked to it. He's got a good cross in as well. And it's a poor clearance, and the first shot of the night, the first shot of the match came in from Renato. Wide of the mark, but a warning to Milan because it was a weak clearance, really. Very weak clearance from Massimo Odo. Well, he struck it pretty venomously, but the presence of Nesta just ahead of him, I think he had to shoot wide of Nesta. And ultimately went wide of the posts as well. Good chance for Renato, who actually scored the quickest goal in Monaco Super Cup final history last year. Took him just 7 minutes. Well, that would have been even quicker. Inzaghi calling for the ball. So Dida measures it up to halfway. And Inzaghi did come, but doesn't get a touch on it. Interesting that Poulsen is being employed at centre-back by Sevilla tonight. That's surprised a few people. So the way they're lining up is with Daniel Alves on the right, and then Poulsen and Escudé at centre-back positions, with Dragutin on the left. Free kick awarded against Gattuso. Fine night. The pitch seems to be behaving itself pretty well. This is Poulsen, the Dane. Backed by Jesus Navas, who's an extremely talented 21-year-old. Palop smashes it through, but the glancing header, which was from Renato, doesn't find Canute. Kaladze. From Nesta. Fine ball from Nesta to Seedorf. Seedorf to Inzaghi. This is danger now. Inzaghi into the area, and it's come off the outside of the post, and that will be a goal kick. Where did Kaka arrive from? All eyes were on Inzaghi there as he gets into the area. Clever ball from Seedorf. Really clever ball. Inzaghi undoubtedly onside. Checks inside Poulsen, and then Kaka literally took it off his toe end. He appeared. It looked to me as though it might have been a corner as well. Dani Alves came back and got a touch on that. First chance of the match went to Milan. Well, I suppose you could say there was a chance at the other end which Seville wasted with Renato's shot, but that was a much clearer opening. Well, the Austrian official awarding a number of free kicks early on here against the Italians. And this one is taken rapidly by Marti. Dragutin, he's another who's been attracting the interest of English Premier League clubs, notably Newcastle United. Jesus Navas. Well, both sets of players appeal for the throw-in here, and I reckon it should have been Seville's throw. This is definitely a Milan free kick. There's the youngster who's just been bought by Sevilla to play in their midfield tonight, Kaka. Pirlo measures the ball, but just over the top of the on-running Jankulovski. This was a chance that Inzaghi created, and in the end he created it for Kaka. You see that there was a touch on the ball from Dani Alves. Milan should have had a corner there. An easy game from here, as they always say. There is Ancelotti, 48 now, the coach of Milan. He's twice won the Champions League with this club. Oh. Now then, Gattuso, that's going to be a yellow card. And I think if there were odds as to who would get the first yellow card in this match, Gennaro Gattuso would probably have been the leading candidate. Jesus Navas certainly felt the full force of that one, and Gattuso, hardly for the first time in his career, is shown a yellow card. No player has ever been sent off in the Super Cup final since it came to Monaco. But Gattuso's given himself a long time to go to behave himself. Paulson with the free kick for Sevilla. Up to Canute. It'll drop down in there, but it's hooked to safety by Kaladze. And another aerial challenge the referee does not like. He's having to say, cut it out right now. This time his words are for Sedu. See the fact there, Nesta was pulling away on Canute's shirt. He's quite a handful, is Freddie Canute. That's a lovely ball, and it's taken down in stride. Brilliant, and this will be a corner for Milan. Enterprise down the right from Odo. There's a lovely take from Massimo Odo, the former Lazio defender. A man who is a World Cup winner, albeit as a substitute in that final against the French. Kaka, good cross, here's a chance. Doesn't fall for Ambrosini, so they have to come all the way back. And then it's driven right out of play by Jankulovski. Just over 8 minutes gone. AC Milan 0, Sevilla 0. A very vibrant atmosphere here in Monaco. That ball's gone out. The flag of the referee's assistant on the far side raised already. Renato looks quite lively down that left side. And this is the captain of AC Milan, Ambrosini, and then Seedorf allows it to run through, but it's well spotted by Escudé. Oh, good intervention by Odo, but doesn't retain the possession. The game being played in little forays at the moment, little bursts of pace every now and again. One other statistic for you: we've never had a goalless draw here in Monaco in the Super Cup final. Let's hope we don't start tonight. And we've never had a penalty shootout either, so that's something that could yet happen. This one is straight through to Dida, one of the candidates for goalkeeper of the year, but he was picked to that award by Petr Cech of Chelsea in the Czech Republic. Alessandro Nesta, who announced his retirement from international football recently. Kept in by Jankulovski. The easy ball is to Ambrosini. Just over 3 months, of course, since the two sides won their respective trophies. And in Glasgow. Pirlo, fine ball, lovely ball. It's just too strong on the touch for Odo. He's taking up some really good positions down the right though, Massimo Odo. And Pirlo hit him there with it. Couldn't control it in flight. No question he was onside. And had he taken it down, Seville might have been stretched. His touch wasn't as good as it had been the first time. Carlo Ancelotti, who's a fine midfield player himself. He's just signed a new contract, incidentally, to 2010 as reward for the Champions League success. His team will defend now. And there will be a corner here for Sevilla. The ball across the edge of the area. Dani Alves. It's got through. A little touch from Marti, but it's straight to the Milanese players. Ambrosini takes again from Kaka. Calazzi. Well, the game gone a little bit quiet in the last couple of minutes. Just needs something to perk it up, but both sides have got so many good attacking players, you would feel there have got to be goals at some stage. Maybe Daniel Alves can add a bit of pep to this move now. Hits it long, it's well aimed as well, and they're still come under pressure here. Marti, I didn't think that ball was going to get through, but Odo didn't get to it. It's too far, but it had to be dealt with by Jankulovski. So Sevilla with the corner, which will come in from Duda. First time we've really seen him in the game. Duda and Dida protecting his net. Duda and Dida on there, and there is a chance here, and it's into the net, and Sevilla score. Sevilla have the lead. Renato was at the back post, and there is absolute joy for the Spaniards. The Italians are stunned here, and look at this for a tribute. We all know why they're pointing to the sky, and we know who are they thinking of. The corner worked to perfection. It was hit by Duda, and Sevilla have the lead that they demanded on the night. Well, it actually came off one of the Milan players, as you can see. It came off Odo, I think, but the goal will be given to Renato surely. And just as he scored the first goal last year here against Barcelona, so he dedicates this goal to Antonio Puerta. And Sevilla have the lead again. And quite extraordinarily over the years, the UEFA Cup winners have had the better of Champions League winners, only just by one. But well, maybe they'll make it by 2 tonight. 16 times the UEFA Cup winners have triumphed in this fixture. 15 times the Champions League side has won. But Renato, the 28-year-old, who scored twice in that 5-3 winner against Real Madrid the other week, is on the mark again. Well, I said the game needed a goal, and it's had one. And it's taken only 15 minutes for Sevilla to get that goal. Well, it was obvious they would mean business on an emotive and emotional evening. And that's, in a way, a fitting moment for their players. But AC Milan will not be lying down to let them win this match, believe you and me. But they have an early advantage here, and this one may cause problems as well. Kanute's into the centre area, and Dragatinovic tries to lob Dida. There is Juan de Ramos. What a great job he's done. Here it is again. Dida caught in no man's land. The ball did come back off Odo. But it's Renato's goal. Dida was not happy at all about that cover. And the Sevilla president, Jose Maria Benavente, not showing any emotion there, but his side leads. So AC Milan 0, Sevilla 1. Sevilla undoubtedly have become one of the most formidable sides in Europe, and they can make their presence felt in the Champions League this year for the first time ever. Jankalovski's ball. Ambrosini, foul. I think he stumbled, to be honest. In fact, I would have said there was 6 of one and half a dozen of the other there. And Dani Alves. Can't control this one, Duda, whose corner it was that set up the goal. Scrappy sort of a goal, really. But Sevilla will buy that. And it means that we're again maintaining our record of never seeing a goalless draw here in Monaco. But here is Odo for Milan, and the cross is useful as well. It was just taken care of by Escudé, and then straight out. The stadium was renovated 20 or so years ago, and dedicated to Prince Rainier III. This is his brainchild, Stade Louis II. Kaka, we've not seen him marauding as yet from any of those positions that he takes up so intelligently, but he's taken this free kick and then got the ball back again. But they're keeping him deep, they're pressing him back here, Sevilla. They're doing well, that. Pirlo. Odo. Seville might break. Canute loves running at defences. Freddie Canute. It's opening up a bit for the shot, and he's got through here. Goodness me, he didn't intend that by any means. But Duda coming steaming in from the left was a touch away from perhaps making it 2-0. Canute, plenty of options, eventually scuffed the shot, really. But look how Duda is arriving there now behind Nesta, and just couldn't make a clean connection. Been a lot of free kicks in the early phases of this game. Dani Alves has now taken a bang of some sort here in collision with Ambrosini. That's lovely movement, fluid movement. And Jankalovski picks it in. Off. Down goes Inzaghi. That was an appalling dive from Filippo Inzaghi. Hardly likely to impress the Austrian official with that. Nor the crowd in Monaco. But Seedorf's here in a useful position once more. Clarence Seedorf might just be a bit too much on this. There is. you go, Inzaghi. He didn't impress anybody. Made it look far too theatrical. Still Seville leading here, 1-0. Renato is credited with that goal on 14 minutes. And Sevilla seem to be winning more of the free kicks as well from referee Blouch right now. Well, they won 3-0 last year. One of the biggest winning margins there has been here. Strangely enough, the biggest winning margins ever were 6-0, and AC Milan were on the wrong end of one of those against Ajax. The very first year of Super Cup competition. Duda smacks it in hard, fires it over the top. Well, it's a good connection from the Portuguese. He's got a venomous left foot, and it was swirling, and Dida rather reacted a little bit late. But it didn't dip, it just kept climbing. And this time the Austrian official does give the free kick Milan's way. They need to get a toehold back in this match. Palops have nothing to do really so far. There was the one effort from Kaka, which was deflected just wide. Pirlo is the expert. Remember, he it was who set up Inzaghi's opening goal in the Champions League final. He won't set one up with that free kick, though. He'll knock it into a wide position, but way beyond Otto. Pirlo, current international, of course. He played last week for Italy against Hungary. Randy Ramos there has been the target, we believe, of Tottenham Hotspur's attentions in England. It was said a delegation went from Tottenham, from London, over to meet him in Spain last week, which hasn't gone down too well with Tottenham Hotspur fans who rather like Martignol, their current coach. Nesta for Milan. Kaka finds Ambrosini with a lovely ball. Ambrosini's cross was dangerous. It just doesn't get to Seedorf, and anyway, offside. But it's a quick and an attractive game. No doubt about it. Inzaghi was off. Canuti got a bang on the head there. I said before, he's a very awkward player to deal with, is Frederick Canuti. And his goal-scoring record is terrific. He's scored in Sevilla's last 5 finals. Prior to tonight, he hasn't got a goal this evening as yet. There's plenty of time to come. We're just over halfway through the first half. It seems to have been going for longer than that, really. And it's 1-0 to Sevilla. Kaka. Ambrosini. He'll get through here for Jankolovski, maybe. No, an excellent win by Daniel Alves. Alves' ball just cut out. Could break yet for Canuti. He's past Dida. Squares it. Must surely be 2. Oh, he's saved on the line. And then Dida fires over. Astonishing. Renato might well have had a second for Sevilla there. But credit to Milan for getting the bodies when they had to do after Dida had been beaten. Daniel Alves with the break. It was nudged across there into Canuti's path by Gattuso. It was a certain goal, wasn't it? Until Nesta cleared off the line. Dida, at least he didn't bring Canuti down. Just needed to check the flight. But well played, Alessandro Nesta, as he's done down the years, to be in the right position at the right time for Milan. Kaka's fouled here. Free kick Milan. Well, you can say he was going for the ball, but he will not impress the referee, won't Dragutinovic. He's wrapped his legs around Kaka. As we see again, this moment here, when the ball is pulled back there, you thought it just had to be a goal. Dida flung himself. He didn't get there, but Nesta did. It's an eye-catching game right now, and here is a Milan opportunity to be back level. So Sevilla pull everybody in white back. Pirlo to take. Milan with 6 in here. Might yet come for Seedorf. Nudges it back in. The keeper has to be positive, and he is. Good punch, Polop. Well, it really is opening up here. And Alves and Canute drive Sevilla forward again, but Canute's ball played just too hurriedly. So is that one. And that's a free kick for Sevilla against Seedorf now. Clarence Seedorf, the only man to have won the Champions League with 3 different clubs. Ajax, Real Madrid, and of course AC Milan. Well, Nesta's still breathing hard, I think, after that goal line recovery. And well, he did. But Seville may well have been 2 goals to the good, but for Nesta. Duda to take this one. They scored from a set piece, taken by Duda. Can they breach the Milan backline again? Well, they didn't look too comfortable on it, did they? And Renato again is the one who is coming in at the back post. Oh, was just going to be that fraction long that time. Offside. Well, it's part of Inzaghi's game. He probably gets caught more offside than any other player in the game, but every now and again he'll catch them out. He'll catch the opposition square. He didn't play the weekend, Inzaghi. They preferred Alberto Gilardino instead in the opening league fixture against Genoa. And I would imagine Gilardino will probably come on at some stage this evening as well, instead of Inzaghi, who's very much in the veteran stages now at 34. Nesta looking to canter forward, wondering where the support will come from. Oh, brilliantly done by Kaka. He really confused the opposition there. This is the chance. Oh no, it's pulled back towards Inzaghi and cleared by Poulsen. Lovely piece of skill from Kaka just to confuse the opponent, and then Gattuso into the area. Gets the cross in. It took a deflection and Poulsen in the way. Well, once again, they've pulled everybody forward here, so Sevilla had to bring everybody back. But it needed more elevation, really. Now, Kaka's shirt nearly taken right off his back by Christian Poulsen. I'm sure referees get absolutely fed up of having to blow the whistle in the penalty areas at corner kicks like that. So they let a lot of things go. Odo gets 2 bites at this one. And then Gattuso, it'll be a consecutive corner here for Milan. One by Gennaro Gattuso, who senses that maybe there's something on for the Italians at last. 4 times winners of the Super Cup. Nobody's won it more than that. And surely no, it's over the top from Seedorf, who flings himself into the header after Inzaghi had just failed to get a touch. And Clarence Seedorf should have scored, should have equalised. It got the flick on. There's the flick from Nesta. Inzaghi tried to backheel it, and dramatically and acrobatically Seedorf headed over. So it's been a good half of mixed chances for both sets of teams. That's well played, Seedorf. Oh, and Alves has stayed on the ground, and Seedorf sportingly I think is going to put the ball out. Not sure the fans agree with that. I think they thought that Alves has gone down a little too cheaply here. But anyway, well played, Clarence Seedorf. Well, you can judge for yourselves from that shot. See the name Puerta on the shirt of all the players just underneath the number as a mark of respect to Antonio Puerta. And a nice touch that the Milan players have also got Puerta's name on their shirts. Alves has been subject to a bit of controversy recently. Daniel Alves, there was talk of him in fact going on strike in Spain because he's desperate for a move. There was talk of him going to Chelsea in England. Talk of him going to Italy as well. Oh, and here's another one in, aimed to Inzaghi. Coming on strong right now, Milan. Odo will sling this one across. Ambrosini in for it. Much better spell from the Italians. The Champions League champions, Seedorf. Hacked to safety, but straight up in the air from Poulsen. Well, they've been at full stretch for the last few minutes, and here is a drive from Inzaghi, hard and low, straight at Palop as it turned out. But there is undoubtedly more pressure coming in from Milan than at any previous stage of the night. And yet Sevilla, 1 goal ahead, might well have been 2 ahead, remember. But for Renato's effort being kept out on the line by Alessandro Nesta. Indeed, he doesn't want to be beaten again. But it's a free kick here for Sevilla. 12 minutes before the break. Well, Duda is clearly the new free kick specialist for Sevilla this season. Always left-footed. See what he can... No, he can't achieve anything with that one. Very flat trajectory. Poulsen has stayed up there. The last touch came off him. Well, that was a rather lame throw-in from Milan, but anyway, they've got the ball back now. And conceded it again. Jesus Navas onto Daniel Alves, who is an outstanding talent, and he's threaded one in here. It's been keenly fought, this game now. Daniel Alves again, he's so sprightly. And he almost trips himself up, however, on this occasion. As it breaks to Seedorf. It's a fraction over ambitious, that. Still an excellent game of European football, this one, to herald the start of a new campaign. So much excitement yesterday with the draw for the Champions League. Both these clubs featuring, and all the famous names there. And towards Canute, down he goes, no foul. It looks like being a particularly strong Champions League season with the 4 English giants, Manchester United, Arsenal, Chelsea, Liverpool, then you've Real Madrid and Barcelona from Spain, as well as Valencia and Seville. And then the Italians, of course, with both AC and Inter Milan. So it's promising to be another wonderful season. Of course, Lazio back in as well, and Roma from Italy. Kaka now. just flicked off Poulsen's head. Gattuso got in. It's a bit tight in there, but Seedorf is twisting, turning, finding Kaka once more. All the white shirts back. Ambrosini needs to deliver the ball in here now. Oh. Well, it was a mad scramble. It went behind Inzaghi. And it's Canute, one-on-one here with Nesta. Nesta does well, pushes him wide. It finds Renato this time. Renato to Daniel Alves. Has the impetus been lost? Canute calling for it on the far side. Here he is, Canute, one-on-one with Odo. He's long-legged and loping, and he gets the corner. Canute, terrific season last year for Sevilla. After all the trials and tribulations he had really in England with Tottenham and West Ham. We saw again there the ball just didn't fall kindly for anybody in the red and black of Milan. And with just over 8 minutes left to half-time, Sevilla have their second corner. They'll look for their second goal. Shout for handball. I don't think a ref was going to give that, though. Might have struck the player rather than anything. Daniel to keep it in. Daniel Alves. He's tripped up a couple of times, as though he's had his studs caught in the turf. Jesus Navas. Then Navas will swing one across, so that's Dida's catch, and nobody bothers to trouble him. Well, I think that was an attempt to show you whether there was a handball or not, but there was nothing telling there. So Jankalovski here for Milan. Caught, undoubtedly caught by Keita. And the Milan players really remonstrating here. Kaka has been taken down a couple of times. The latest one by Seydou Keita. But Polop's been very well protected so far. Sevilla having led from the 14th minute. Pirlo it is. He needs some height on this, and he's got it. That was the best free kick we've seen so far. On the break, Seville led out by Canute. Supported. Oh, he's just taken a touch too far, Daniel Alves. And that was a shame, and yet they still have a chance to break. Well, a fraction two, Herod. So Daniel's in there once more, along with Canute. He's more skillful than people realise. Anyway, he got beyond Ambrosini. Duda flies it across too high. It was not the worst cross you've ever seen, but it passed straight through. Seedorf there to block Alves off this time. Kaladze. Pirlo. Now they can auto make ground down this right side this time. Duda makes sure he doesn't. Doing a good marking job, Duda, as well as having set up the goal from the corner. A scrappy goal it was too, credited to Renato. Five minutes to the break. And that's the scoreline here in Monaco. As Polop decides to put boot to ball. Kaka Kaladze, captain of Georgia last week. All these players so well travelled nowadays. They spend weeks out of the country. Kaka changed his mind, I think, there. Nearly got to Seedorf. Kaka again, starting to control things a little more. And then Pirlo. Oh, sloppy. Well, Gattuso with a bit to say to Pirlo there, I think, rather than the referee. And Gattuso, remember, was booked very early in this match. There's the goal scorer, Renato. Canuti able to take this one down. Nobody stopped him, and he blasted the shot just high. Well, Milan were asleep there to the wiles of Freddie Canuti. He's able to take this one down, look, on the chest, swivel, one touch, two touches, and blast. And Milan would have been kicking themselves if they'd allowed Canuti to score from there. Nobody seemed to respond to him. So Sevilla still have a precious advantage. Shin pad problem for Renato. Crossfield aimed at Canute. This time he's beaten on the jump by Kaladze. And Kaka still the danger man. He rides the first challenge. Daniel Alves keeps snapping away at his ankles. Ambrosini's involved in the move now, wearing the captain's armband for Milan tonight. Then it's Pirlo. Clever ball in. Ambrosini was about to pull the trigger, but between them, Paulsen and Daniel Alves get the ball to safety. Lovely ball from Pirlo. Up goes Seedorf for this one. In goes Ambrosini. Ball could land anywhere. Cleared by Daniel Alves. Canuti drags it away, but loses it to Pirlo. Still just a single goal on the night. We had a spate of 1-0 wins in this particular competition some time ago. Ancelotti not at all happy with that contribution from Pirlo. And we saw Paulsen with an excellently timed tackle, just as Ambrosini threatened. But Sevilla are giving further evidence here of their growing ascendancy as a European power. Pirlo's ball in, Inzaghi goes for it, Palop able to grab it. Pirlo has suddenly played two wonderful balls in the last 2 or 3 minutes. Nesta all over the shot there. Now he's composed again. And we're inside the last 40 seconds of the opening half. It's a bad giveaway of the ball. It enables a break here for Marti. Seedorf, always strong, full of running, and still he goes. But as it breaks, it is Seville with plenty of white shirts forward in the move until Gattuso, tigerish, snaps in the tackle. 2 minutes of added time in the opening half here in Monte Carlo. Seedorf onto Kaka. The white shirts cover again. They've done that very well. Still Kaka gets a shot away. It's broken here for Jesus Navas. Canute up with him. He's got to surely deliver it into a wider position for Renato. Well, can they find a second goal before half-time? That really would sting Milan, but it's not going to happen. Ball looping up into Dida's arms from Duda's shot. Leicester. Kaka. Alves. Well, it was a smart run from Duda, but he's offside. The right idea, right decision from the officials. But we've seen enough in the first 45 minutes to suggest that the second half can be just as good and entertaining. It's bright, it's inventive, and Seydou has found Inzaghi here for the equaliser. No, he's offside. Inzaghi offside. He does not add to that amazing tally of goals he has down the years. 58 in 93 European competition matches for Filippo Inzaghi. He thought that was goal number 59, but he's given off. Yes, he is off. No blame attached to him there. I don't think he could have done much more. We've seen that salute so many times, and that's the danger of Filippo Inzaghi. But at half-time, it is Sevilla who have the upper hand, thanks to Renato's goal, the 28-year-old, who is in real goal-scoring form at the moment. Has got the one notch of the opening half from a corner taken by Duda. So 45 minutes to come, but the Sevilla fans are very, very happy. The goal was dedicated to Antonio Puerta by the players and fans alike. And at the break here in Monte Carlo, it is AC Milan 0, Sevilla 1.
Yes, so Sevilla with a narrow lead on an emotionally charged night in Monte Carlo. The thoughts of Craig and Francis when we return, as Renato pays his own tribute to Antonio Puerta.
Them well, but just find those positions. But when you've got Kaka running at people with the ball, making overloads, and you've got Seydou so quick of thought and his first touch beautiful, so that he can then play second in all the time.
Well, they like that system, don't they?
Beautiful.
Using Kaka and Seydou behind a lone striker, let's say, in Inzaghi.
And just feeding him beautifully.
But there is some suggestion that might change again.
Yeah.
You know, it was successful for them in Europe.
The thing is with Inzaghi, you know what you're going to get. It's going to play on the shoulder of the last defender. He takes that risk, and they accept that he's going to be offside every now and again. But a lot of the times when he gets it right and he gets those opportunities, he's going to score.
But for a striker, it's perfect, isn't it? When you've got guys, you've got three guys. I mean, Nesta was playing beautiful balls out of defence as well. But when you've got Pirlo's vision and ability to pick you out, if a defender, mate, is just half a yard out of position, Pirlo will hit a ball, pinpoint at speed straight into his feet. If that's not the case, then you've got these two guys, Seydou and Kaka, creatively able to play people in, but also can beat someone and then create that overload. So, Francis, you can just step off someone and all of a sudden your first touch is into space and you're finishing.
Now, let's not forget Sevilla, certainly no slouches. They won convincingly 4-1 at the weekend against Getafe, defeated Real Madrid 6-3 on aggregate over the two legs of the Spanish Super Cup.
Phenomenal.
So this is a team that knows its way to goal. And can defend a bit too.
And the beauty, the beauty of these two teams for people, or particularly youngsters watching this morning, is, you know, all this talk about results-only football. These two clubs win things, and look at the football that they play. The right style of football delivers trophies, and Barca do it consistently over the last 5-6 years. Anyway, these guys are winning European trophies and competing to the last day of, as you've said, Andrew, of La Liga, playing quality football on the deck.
Well, it's going to be interesting to see how Sevilla back up again this season. Ramos is still their coach, despite reported interest we hear from Tottenham only a matter of weeks ago. There's Michel Platini, who is a somewhat controversial figure in recent days, because he has confirmed that the new plan for the UEFA Champions League is set to go before the UEFA Committee in November, where it will see the likes of England, Spain and Italy, with 3 teams in the Champions League, and the cup winners, the domestic cup winners from those competitions, qualifying for the Champions League as well. So a bit of a shake-up compared to recent years, but that's one for another day. We're set now for the second half of the UEFA Super Cup. AC Milan trailing by 1-0. Let's go back to John Hill.
as Sevilla look to win the Super Cup for the second consecutive year here in Monaco, in the famous Principality. But there were enough signs in the first half to suggest that Milan are quite capable of scoring goals in this game. Kaladze to move them forward now along with Jankulovski. That was a harmless ball. During the half-time interval, the supporters of AC Milan presented a banner in memory of Antonio Puerta to the Sevilla fans at one end of the ground, and that was well received by the entire crowd here in Monte Carlo, and by the substitutes who all warmly applauded the move. Free kick given. Pirlo to take, as always. Inzaghi wanting it already. He feels as though he's found some room in there, I think. And Pirlo will try and pick him out now, and he almost did as well. It was just over the top of Inzaghi. He makes those intuitive runs. Well, Otto's followed through and scything down the opponent. Duda taken out. Free kick here for Sevilla. It was rather a crude lunge. Canute beaten on the jump here by Kaladze, who's done a solid job at centre-back tonight, standing in for the injured Paolo Maldini. Seems so strange to see a Milan team without Maldini in it. Dragutinovic. And the foul by Otto. It's his second indiscretion in this half. The referee, remember, has already booked Gattuso, one Milan player. Imagine if Otto commits one more foul, he'll get his name in the book too. So Sevilla, a goal to the good and looking towards Freddy Canute, edge of the 18-yard area. And up he goes here. He's behind Nesta, and Nesta's got the ball to safety. Serdorf tangles and gets the free kick out of Seydou Keita. Pirlo for Milan. Jankulovski. Now Gattuso can move forward from here in unison with Otto and with Serdorf. Otto, plenty of time now and room for the cross in, which was flat. Pirlo and Nesta, who seem to have been part of this AC Milan lineup for so many years now, combining. And did Poulsen drag the opponent Inzaghi down there? Well, Inzaghi's not going to get any comfort from the referee. Cleared by Andres Palop. And the foul by Canute. And that was Inzaghi going down to ground again. He gets little sympathy, I'm afraid, from a lot of officials because he goes down so readily. Otto, and between them, Otto and Gattuso managed to drive Milan forward, and then there's a turn by Kaka. There was no foul on him. That was a good decision from referee Plautz. Sevilla almost forgot what it's like to get beaten. They finished third in La Liga last season. Milan were 4th, of course, in Serie A, but they did start with a severe handicap, an 8-point penalty. The second half just hasn't got going at all as yet. It was a shame the first half ended when it did. Now Duda. That's better. It's all too tight, very congested area. So is that one. Nobody allowed to settle on the ball at all in this half. And Canute, the latest free kick, he's caught Ambrosini. Stoppage after stoppage in this half, quite correctly so as well. The referee has to blow the whistle when there's a foul. But it's not made for the flow of the game to be very good. Kaka has gone around in circles here, but doesn't come out with the ball. Seville do have it now. Oh, and it's a lovely ball across here for Duda, and Duda, edge of the area, dispossessed by Nesta. He was careering at full pelt into the attack. And at full pelt at the other end goes Seedorf. Inzaghi will be across the centre. Well covered by Poulsen. Excellent defending from Christian Poulsen. So the game just opening up hopefully again. Seydou. Daniel Alves for Jesus Navas, and then Alves again. They've created some space here now. Seville looking for a second goal, and it's going to be too far for Renato. Seven minutes gone in the second half here in Monte Carlo. Sevilla looking for their 6th trophy in 15 months. But Milan not about to let them have it. Seedorf. Oh, it's yeah, it's wayward. It's too long, it's too high, too wide, it's everything. Inzaghi's not complaining about the service he's getting. Not quite sure who the thumbs up is for there from Seydou, because there was nothing thumbs up about the cross. It was wayward. Kaladzi's header. Oh, it's Gattuso came racing in there. And Poulsen once more. He really has taken care of the dangerous Inzaghi superbly well, Christian Poulsen. It's been an outstanding performance from the Dane at centre-back. He's normally a central midfield player. He reads the game so well, Poulsen. Odo. Blocked off by Duda. Then it breaks to Canute. Chance for Sevilla to break at last, and Daniel Alves is coming, tearing up alongside Jesus Navas. Canute is through the centre. This is Daniel Alves. Canute calling for it in there, just doesn't reach him. It was Nesta in the way. Thankfully the game just perking up again after a pretty stultifying start to the half, and it's opened up once again here now for Kaka. Trying to ride the challenge of Marti. Jankulovski. Pirlo. Ambrosini's wide. Well, feeling as though he had to make an attempted save there. He took the deflection, could have ended up anywhere. He was covering it though. They were just wrapping the shin of Seydou Keita. Corner here for Pirlo for Milan to take. They've half a dozen in the 18-yard area. And they're getting absolutely no joy whatsoever from this resolute Sevilla defence. Tuso, he's done well here, and he's measured the ball in. It has to be, and he better for Inzaghi this time. There'll be no offside flag, and Milan are level. Many a time he is denied by offside flags. Many a time he beats the offside flag. And Filippo Inzaghi scores his 59th European goal. Silvio Berlusconi something to celebrate. Gattuso took a great deal of the credit for that. Look at this. It is Gattuso there, and it's a perfectly measured cross, and a striker of Inzaghi's calibre does not miss from there. AC Milan 1, Sevilla 1, game on again. And the crowd here really warming to this now, excited at the prospect of a thrilling final. Anything can happen from here on in. 56 minutes played, 34 to go, and then potentially, of course, extra time and penalties. Canute for Sevilla. It's Renato, it is Canute. Oh. Well, it really has perked up, hasn't it? As Canute thrust a boot out and got it across the 6-yard area. In came Duda. A lovely moment from Sevilla. But it's very much game on again, thanks to Inzaghi. There's inevitable goals. He's already got 4 this season, by the way, in pre-season fixtures. And that will give Milan a lift, undoubtedly. And Seedorf. Now they've got a spring in their step here, the Italians again now. And Pirlo has started hitting Odo with excellent balls. Odo's going to get the corner. No, he's not. It's a goal kick given. But how well Gattuso did on the goal. Here he is, getting on beyond Renato, and that is a measured cross for Inzaghi. Absolute dream ball for a striker to meet. And he does score on the big occasions, Filippo Inzaghi. And he'll just keep on coming, and he'll keep getting offside, and every now and again he'll make somebody pay. That's his game. Nesta. But Gattuso loses out this time to Dragutinovic. Gattuso's there again. He really is terrific, snapping in like that. And now the free kick goes against Sedu. Referee quite lenient at the moment in terms of yellow cards. I think he actually was a bit unlucky. He stumbled and sort of brought Gattuso down into the bargain. Oh, that didn't work out very well, though. Marti. Sedu. Canute. 3 red shirts around him. So Kaka brings Milan forward. Then Jankolovski will get up to halfway here for the Italians. Pirlo. Certainly more flow about Milan's game than there was earlier. The referee in this game, by the way, Plautz, he has officiated Milan on 3 previous occasions, and it's the first time they've ever conceded a goal when he's been refereeing one of their games. He also officiated Sevilla's 2-2 draw with Tottenham Hotspur last season in the UEFA Cup. So he knows these players pretty well. Oh, and Gattuso's got a bang on the head here. There might be some blood from the elbow there. Keita gone up and the arm has gone right across Gattuso. And I think he may need, well, they might both need to leave the field of play. Definitely blood there to the eye of Gattuso, stayed down straight away. And that will have to be patched up very quickly. Well, there could be a lengthy stoppage here. You can't take risks with head injuries. and Seydou Keita and Gennaro Gattuso have both picked up knocks to the head. And they can take their time on this one, and especially bearing in mind the events which are surrounding this game, with the tragic loss of life of a footballer. I think everybody will appreciate you just don't take risks. Well, this was the goal again. Pirlo's little touch, Gattuso on beyond Renato, and then absolute perfection with the cross. Gattuso has to come off the field of play. The doctor's with him at the moment, and I think he'll go back on, but they will... yeah, they've got Emerson to warm up. But they would certainly want Gattuso out there for his battling qualities, and Seydou Keita's coming off too for the moment. So the medical teams have done a good job here. There it was. Just one of those collisions that happens so frequently in a game of football. Instant stitches required, I think. So both sides down to 10 men for the moment. But Keita's definitely ready to come back onto the field of play when allowed. In fact, he comes on now. Gattuso is not yet fit. Great long ball here, and Jankulovski scores! A goal right out of the blue from Marek Jankulovski. It was a terrific pass over the top of a static Sevilla defence, and taking it full blast as it dropped from the sky. Marek Jankulovski scores his first ever goal in European competition. The Czech Republic star. He got 3 Serie A goals last season, but he's never scored in a European fixture. It was perfection again, the cross, and he's driven it across Palop, and that is a wonderful strike from a defender. AC Milan 2, Sevilla 1, and they've turned the game on its head. Tremendous ball. I think it was from Pirlo. And what a response here from the Italians to going in a goal behind. 2 goals in the space of 7 minutes for them. So suddenly Milan are on course for victory. And in that case, they would even up the score at 16-all between winners of the Champions League and winners of UEFA Cup. As I thought Gattuso would get a bandage. So when he went off, the sides were level. When he comes back on, he's coming into a side that's leading. Well, that was a goal out of the blue. There have been no substitutions as yet, by the way. Although Sevilla are about to make one. Having just said that, they've got their Russian striker Alexander Kerzhakov warmed up. They need a goal now. 2 on a drift. That was a bad ball, and it only picked out Duda. Now it's Canute, who can't check the ball in flight. He'll try and harass Kaladze. Odo. They've certainly hit the channels better in this half for Milan. And here's Seedorf hitting another one. They're all over the place. It's Inzaghi again. He's offside. But those goals from Inzaghi and Jankulovski have turned this game on its head. And now Sevilla, needing something different, are going to make a switch and bring off Mati. Jose Luis Mati to be replaced by Kerzhakov. In many ways, you have to say that Monday evening's game against AEK of Athens is going to be more important for Sevilla, much as they would love to win here this evening, because that will guarantee them progression into the Champions League itself. And here is Kerzhakov chasing. It's a very decent final. Ambrosini. Again, it's all being played in a very congested area. Alves. Tackles flying in thick and fast. So here we have it, 25 minutes to go, and Jankulovski's goal separates these two sides from Spain and from Italy. Milan's first win in this competition came against Spanish opposition in Barcelona. And strangely, we've not had Italy against Spain in this Super Cup fixture here before. Now then, Duda. Shout for handball. The referee says no. Was Odo there? Duda. Ooh, it certainly bounced up against the arm. Hooked up into the air by Nesta. Well, Sevilla are going to throw everything at the attempt to get a second goal now. An equaliser, and Duda is on the ball, and Canuti's waiting. Canuti hasn't had much service tonight. He's had one shot as I can remember. But here's a try over the top. Daniel Alves, who scored recently in the Copa America final for Brazil. Got their third goal. What a ball that was for Jankulovski to hit sweet as a nut across Palop into the Seville net. Gattuso shows he's all right by spreading the play here with a clever ball to Kaka. And then he'll be the fulcrum of the attack. Alongside Pirlo. Ooh, Duda's got in really hard here. This is a yellow card for Duda. Be interested to see this one again. Not sure it was as bad as it looked, but he is going to be yellow carded, Duda. Took Pirlo down. First caution for a Sevilla player tonight. And the game has suddenly turned sour for them. It was just one of those collisions, really. He actually got his foot on the ball. I didn't think it was as bad as it looked. And I think everybody probably on the field realised that. No serious intent there whatsoever. Gattuso for Milan. Odo. Railroaded out of it. Paulson. There is a man of the match award. Possible to say who's going to get it at the moment, but Milan have certainly given themselves a chance of winning the Super Cup here with this performance, and they're on the race again now. With Kaka. There's three in the middle. There's a Sevilla player injured, and it's in towards Inzaghi, and Palop has it. The ball is put out. And the fans didn't like that. There was a Sevilla player down injured. There he is, look. So Dani Alves under he's furious with the referee for allowing play to continue. It's a very withering look from Dani Alves. Oh, but you see he's picked himself up, and doesn't appear to be much wrong with him, does he? Ambrosini took him down. He expected a free kick, which he didn't get. And a yellow card here for Christian Poulsen for remonstrating. It's getting a bit tempestuous out there. Two cautions for Sevilla players in the last few minutes. Well, he looks in pain, to say the least. Oh, that was a poor ball. That was a real giveaway by Dragutinovic, but Seedorf's not got beyond him. Everybody seems to be losing their cool down there right now, and I'm not quite sure why, really. Jesus Navas with the leaving the throwing duties, in fact. Alves back to Poulsen. 20 minutes left for Seville to try and win this one. To do that, they've got to get at least one goal. Canute, he's got the power here to outrun Nesta. He's done well. Oh, and he's whipped it across. And an excellent piece of defending from Kaladze. Kaka, clever. Still Kaka. This is where he is so exciting. This is what makes him the best forward in Europe last season. And that was excellent defending, and Daniel Alves only too happy to bring Sevilla clear. Keita. Jesus Navas. Coming out to Renato. Bit too short. Enabling Otto to get in an incisive tackle. Oh, it's become a lively match again for many reasons. This was Kaka. This is him at his best. A brilliant young Brazilian footballer. Juan de Ramos has actually coached no fewer than 11 clubs in Spain, but he really has found success here with Sevilla in the last couple of seasons. Ambrosini for Nesta, and once again the ball being played out because there is a problem here for Gattuso, and he's such a brave little warrior. But I think they're making the decision to take him off for his own safety, and that has to be the correct decision. Shakes the hand of the referee. Emerson will be his replacement. And I know he hates coming off a field of play ever, Gattuso, but his team is leading. It's a sensible decision after the bang he took on the head. And so coming on now is a player who is eminently well known, of course, throughout the world. Emerson, former Bayer Leverkusen, Roma, Real Madrid man, and now acquired by AC Milan. And he plays a familiar role, Emerson. He is central midfield, holding player. But he'll try and free Kaka even more. The coaches are suddenly starting to ring the changes. Enzo Maresca will be on shortly for Sevilla. An Italian, of course, by birth. Formerly at Juventus and West Bromwich Albion in England. Duda. And Duda will be the one going off. Not sure he knows that yet, but he is.
Sevilla substitution.
Enzo Maresca, 27-year-old, who scored in the Super Cup against Barcelona here last year. And there he is. He's quite capable of scoring goals as well, Maresca. Emerson in there to win it. Digs in a couple of times, that's why they've signed him. Just for that sort of tenacity. Once again, Poulsen gets the better of Inzaghi, but Inzaghi got the better of him just once, and that was a killer blow. Sevilla having led for so long. There's no problem here, so the referee, well, he's blasting away on the whistle, just needs to get in there and give the free kick. Sevilla led at half-time, remember. And that goal from Renato So all 3 goals have come at the same end of the ground, with Inzaghi and then Jankulovski responding. As you can see, with 15 minutes to go, it's going Milan's way, which is not in the script so far as Sevilla are concerned. And I did say earlier you wouldn't have expected Milan to just come and lie down. Grabbed by Palop, rolled out for Dani Alves. Oh, and it was, well, got away with it in the end. And Gattuso is being led away and walking off to the dressing room right now. So the next time he sees his colleagues will be when they come back, either with the trophy or without it. Still plenty of time for Sevilla. Nesta for Milan though. Seedorf. Pirlo, he's hit some lovely passes in this half. This isn't one of the better ones though. Poulsen. I feel a bit for Freddie Canuti tonight. He really has had very little service at all. And there goes Gattuso then, on his way to the dressing room. You can just see a smattering of blood seeping through the bandage. Pirlo has influenced this match enormously in this half, and Inzaghi, he was dragging, he was pulling the opponent all over the place. Escudé just clinging on, dragging him through. But he's got his goal again. Well, Otto is seen to have dragged his man down there. Keita. And what a game we'd have, what a finish we'd have if Sevilla could find an equaliser now. And Maresca is saying to somebody, come over and take this one. And that somebody will be Daniel Alves. Enabling Maresca to join those other white shirts in the area there. There's plenty of height on it, but it's going to be over the top. It's a corner though, it came off a Milan head. We think Keladze. Keladze it was, he did the right thing. Corner Sevilla. 12 minutes to go, 2-1 Milan lead. Plenty of height on this one. It was a little nudge by Otto. So no more than a throw-in for Sevilla. Milan then 12 minutes away from victory in their 5th Super Cup. But Renato flings one across here, well defended by Nesta. Measured ball from Daniel Alves. Maresca's trying to get forward as frequently as possible since his arrival only about 5 minutes ago. Emerson. Nice little ball into Kaka. Wide now for Seedorf. Great player to bring on at a stage like this, Emerson. So experienced. Just knows where to be. And this is another one out for Jankulovski again, and no sweet finish this time. He won't care if his goal turns out to be the winner. Yes, definitely didn't get it right, did he? Puerta. Inzaghi continues to make a nuisance of himself, continues to ask for throw-ins, continues to fling his arms around when he doesn't get what he wants. Well, that's a foul on Canute, barged into by Nestor and Emerson between them. And this is Canute now. I'd love to see him put his foot on the accelerator pedal. Because when he does, he can be quite devastating. And you get the feeling they're making a bit of a mess of it between them there. And they're not getting anywhere very quickly. That's better. Now Canute. Then Renato. Now Poulsen. Milan have withdrawn every player inside their own half. Dani Alves. Jesus Navas. Needs to get a cross in. He's got the corner. Jankulovski, who scored what looks like being a decisive goal, conceding this corner. Plenty of white shirts in, and it's up and over the top from Keita. Well, it's a good chance, just like Seedorf had one in the first half. He gets up very well, but it sort of hits him on the back of the neck, I think, here. Yeah, it's not directed at all. And one more switch for Seville, and it's Luis Fabiano coming on. And the player who has been sacrificed is defender Escudé. They need a goal, of course. So Fabiano has often provided them with goals. Scored at the weekend in a 4-1 win over Getafe. Inzaghi is onside. Tracks Poulsen away with him. That's a bit reckless from Poulsen. And Gattuso can't resist getting involved. Even though he's no longer a part of the game, the Milan midfielder with his head in a bandage presumably can't get into the dressing room. That's why he's staying over there, and he was bellowing for the free kick here, which Milan have, and if they score again, that might be good enough. But Palop has grabbed it. That was Kaka who was back there defending. Now it's Alves. And it's just too far for Luis Fabiano. Only just as well. He could have taken that one. He might have been in. The man in the red boots. There was a potential break on, but the free kick's been awarded Sevilla's way. And Milan is within 6 minutes of claiming success here for the 5th time in Super Cup. But we've seen Sevilla score many a late goal down the years. I think Gilardino might have been summoned from the bench, but Canute. There's an indication of a handball, is there? But it's a handball by a Sevilla player and not by one from Milan. The handball there was by Freddy Canute. Still the narrowest of margins. Milan are leading 2-1 here as Emerson gets underneath this header. Maresca back there. Poulsen now. Alves to try and act as a springboard to another attack. Seedorf awarded the latest free kick. Been a mixed night for him. Keita giving away a lot of free kicks. He's had a couple of chances. And Milan are creeping ever closer success. Seedorf. "5 minutes remaining in Monaco. Gilardino is about to be summoned for a cameo appearance, unless of course it goes to extra time. But at the moment Milan are quite comfortable, and Pirlo has spread it here, and this is where Kaka is so dangerous. He's one-on-one already, and it is Kaka, and down he goes, and a penalty kick is awarded. Kaka, the player, taken down, and he has given Milan a great opportunity to win the Super Cup. Referee Pouts from Austria had no hesitation, and Dragutinovic, I don't think, is going to complain. Takes Kaka out, and it's a correct decision. The wrap on the ankle. And Kaka already taking the high fives from his colleagues. Well, the ball hasn't been put in the net yet, but this is an opportunity here for Milan to stretch themselves into an unassailable lead with just 4 minutes on the clock. And it will be the best footballer in Europe last season, Ricardo Kaka, with a chance to score his 22nd goal in Europe. The Brazilian Kaka, saved by Palop, and then Kaka heads it in. Well, he got there in the end. And it's surely going to be Milan's Super Cup now. And there is to be no fairy story for Sevilla here. It was a fine save from Andres Palop, who made those 3 penalty saves in Hampden Park last year in the UEFA Cup final. Look what it meant to Gattuso. But Ricardo Kaka, scorer of 10 goals in the Champions League last season, scorer twice in a 3-0 win over Genoa at the weekend in Serie A, has surely guaranteed victory here in the Super Cup in Monte Carlo for Milan for the 5th time in their history. And it will count as a goal from open play, of course, because the penalty was saved. But how perfect was that for him? Like playing head tennis. And a double switch now from Milan as well. Inzaghi is coming off, as I expected to be replaced by Gilardino. And Christian Brocchi is also to come on. I don't think they've yet decided which other player is going off, and there's a bit of concern here because Palop is still down on the ground. So away goes Inzaghi, having got a goal. Gilardino on for him. And Brocchi, oh, we still have to discover the identity of the player he's replacing. All this time will be added on, by the way. There's a long stoppage here. It's going to be Clarence Seedorf. It's another regular sort of a switch, is this one. Brocchi on, Seedorf off. But it's another triumph for Clarence Seedorf. It's another trophy for one of the most decorated men in European football. But fitting Kaka should score there, following on Inzaghi and Jankulovski's goals. And it's a nice touch. Seedorf is just holding up his shirt with the name of Antonio Puerta on it to pass on his own message of condolence. And that was a nice thing for Seedorf to do. So it's not a hollow victory by any means. You have to give credit for Milan. They've come here to play and to win the game, and that's what they've done. Sevilla would love to have won it, of course, in the memory of Antonio Puerta. It wasn't to be, and despite them holding the lead for so long. But they might get a second goal, except that Deed has managed to get the ball in his hands. And we are now about to move into time added on here in the Principality. Milan in the comfort zone, a 2-goal advantage, and there are 5 more minutes to play. Well, that might seem a lot, but there was the lengthy stoppage when Gattuso, of course, had to be treated. along with Keita. So I suppose it's possible for Sevilla to score twice in 5 minutes, and they will surely give everything they've got in that quest. Canute, dragged down, free kick. Maresca. Daniel Alves. Jesus Navas. Plenty of height on this one, and it's Kezhikov, and it's side netting. Well, they're not going to come closer than that without scoring. How very, very close that was. Great ball in here from Jesus Navas, and Dida couldn't really get hands on it, but it's just turned into the side netting. Kezhikov heading it back across there. Luis Fabiano couldn't get there. Maresca could, but outside. Well, it's been a fine match, and Milan have proved worthy winners, I think, because of their showing in the second half. They had to come from behind. Kezhikov again into the danger area and put away to safety for a corner, so there's some real urgency still about Sevilla. They are desperate to get a second goal at least here, and Maresca will swing one across. They're really putting everything into a final tilt. So it's a valiant effort, this, from Sevilla. But even a second goal would have a poignancy about it, and they would be good value for it too. Maresca, not far off the mark. He's a good finisher, Enzo Maresca. Scored a couple in the UEFA Cup final 2 years ago against Middlesbrough, when they were triumphant 4-0 in Eindhoven. But Inzaghi's done his job once more. Never been the most popular striker in Europe, but he gets goals, and that's what he's all about. Maresca wins the ball. But Pirlo, Emerson will look for the layoff. Taken on by Brocchi. Brocchi doesn't get a lot of first-team action for Milan. Perennial substitute, Ambrosini. Well, Canute's been forced deeper and deeper, but they do have Luis Fabiano up ahead now. But for once it seems that Canute's going to go without a goal after a run of scoring in 5 consecutive finals for the Spanish club. Deep into added time here. There's Kaka and Brocchi and Pirlo combine. Surely it's too late now for Sevilla. Now Canute has the possession for them. They'll sweep forward once more. Just over a minute of added time remaining. As Jesus Navas tips the ball around the defender. Down he goes. And a corner given. Well, I think even some Milan supporters would be quite happy if Sevilla scored a second goal as reward for their evening's efforts. But it's looking like it's going to be a win for the Champions League over UEFA Cup. In goal Keita, and that's why. Shake of the head from Seydou Keita. Well, they've known so much success, haven't they? AC Milan, Ancelotti and Inzaghi and Seedorf, you got a glimpse of there. They just never seem to change the team hardly. Maybe bringing one new face a season. Jesus Navas, last opportunity surely here for Sevilla. And indeed the referee says that will do. And AC Milan, for the 5th time in their history, are the UEFA Super Cup winners. He got one of the goals. Kaka and Jankulovski got the others after Sevilla had led at half-time through Renato. So the Spaniards were unable to provide the victory they wanted to dedicate to the memory of Antonio Puerta. But to be fair to AC Milan, they came out and played really well in the second half. And it was Jankulovski's goal that made such a difference. It came right out of the blue. And then Kaka, his penalty saved by Palop, but he followed in with a header. And so after wins in 1989 and 1990, the only team ever to have had back-to-back successes in Super Cup, and then previous wins again in 1994 and 2003, AC Milan in 2007 take the Super Cup for the 5th time in their history. Sevilla are second best tonight. They were unable to emulate Milan's successive wins. But it was a good game. Milan, you see, enjoying much more of the ball in the second half. Still, we haven't had a goalless draw. Still, we haven't had a penalty shootout. Still, we haven't had any red cards in the Super Cup in Monte Carlo over the last 10 years.
Yeah, so AC Milan, they turned a 1-0 deficit at half-time into a 3-1 victory here in the UEFA Super Cup, live from Monte Carlo on SBS. And, well, who would bet against them, perhaps even maybe winning another UEFA Champions League crown this year? A team so familiar, knows exactly what's demanded of them in the big occasion. And once again, the likes of Gattuso, who really got the comeback going early in the second half with that cross for Inzaghi to score the equaliser, and then Jankulovski and Kaka sealed the win. It really is a team that looks formidable and shaping up for another big season. Of course, AC Milan will be in this competition, the Champions League this year, which commences in mid-September. You'll also see that on SBS as I welcome back Craig Foster and Francis Awara-Tifi. Just confirming, here are the goals. Again, it was Renato, the Brazilian, who gave Sevilla a 1-goal lead in the first half, but then in the second half, here we go, this is Gattuso crossing for Inzaghi, and then followed by the Jankulovski volley and the Kaka goal as well. After his penalty was saved, he taps in the rebound. So, Craig, for you, in the end, what did you take from this contest as we look ahead to another big season of football on SBS?
I thought after about 30 minutes, 50 minutes to go in the first half, there was only one team, really, and Milan took control. Once Pirlo decided that he really wanted to play, look at this ball here. You talk about the volley, it's beautiful, but the ball is extraordinary, and he did it for 60 minutes out of the full 90. Beautiful distribution, nice little back heel there for Gattuso for the goal prior to that. And this guy, Kaka, you talk about for the Champions League, there's no question they can go win it again. In fact, I keep saying I'm so interested to see how Ronaldo goes in this club, not just this team, because I think it is the ideal club for Ronaldo, for them to regenerate his career. You saw him there just on screen, he's leaner. And when he comes in to play in front of Seedorf and Kaka, I think you're going to see some exceptional football this season, and they could well go on to win it again.
We already saw signs of that since January, because he joined mid-season last year and was playing in the Serie A and already forming a formidable partnership with the likes of Gilardino and Kaka coming from behind, not to mention Seedorf. But Francis, I guess what's ahead for Milan must be leading to another trophy somewhere down the line.
Oh, look, without a doubt. Look, this is a very, very strong team. It's still got a lot of very good players. I mean, yeah, a bit older, but still got a lot to offer. And I think we saw, basically, in terms of the way they play, I mean, to borrow your phrase, the Christmas tree shape, and but it's instructive. And I think Craig and I were talking about this off air as well. The fullbacks are very, very important, Jankulovski and Oddo. And I think we saw Italy playing with a similar system in the World Cup, where the fullbacks, when the team gets possession of the ball, push up very high up the field, and then they become the de facto wingers, and you get the other midfielders like Ambrosini and Gattuso, who kind of pull back and fill in the gaps where the fullbacks have gone, and that way it allows the fullbacks to attack, and it opens the space up as well. And I think that's the difference, and that's what we're seeing, because Italy play that well. It won them the World Cup. Milan are very good exponents of the same system, and I think Sevilla tried to play a similar system, but the only thing is they don't have the creativity. As again, Foz and I were talking about this off air, of the midfield general in the middle, whereas Milan, you've got your.
They have two.
Yeah, well, they've got two in obviously Pirlo and Kaka. So
Seedorf still, top class. But the thing about your attacking fullbacks is, because it provides that width coming from behind, it allows you to have an extra creative midfielder or an extra quality midfielder more central. And that's why you can play with Seedorf and Kaka there and still be allowed to have a Pirlo with the quality and still a Gattuso to protect him defensively and occasionally get forward and hit across. That's the value of those fullbacks coming wide into those areas.
And now Sevilla turn their attention to Monday's UEFA Champions League qualifier away to AEK Athens, and the Spaniards are leading 2-0 from the first leg, so they're on the verge of qualifying for Europe's Premier Club tournament. And if they go through, they'll join Group H, where Arsenal, Steaua Bucharest and Slavia Prague await them. As for AC Milan, well, they're on a collision course once again with Benfica, Celtic and Shakhtar Donetsk, as they look to open their title defence positively. On the 19th and 20th September, in fact, we'll be having the matches here on SBS, so stay tuned for telecast details. So there's Michel Platini, the recently elected UEFA president, consoling, you probably have to say, Sevilla, because it's been a pretty tough few days for them following the death of Antonio Puerta. And they came here in very difficult circumstances, let's not forget, an emotional time for the club. Just the fact that they, in fact, turned out here in Monte Carlo, Francis, tonight was, I guess, a tribute to the club to be able to back up. But I wonder if psychologically they were even there on the park tonight. What do you think?
Yeah, look, psychologically it would have been difficult, but look, they're professional footballers. I think once it gets down to it, I think we all accept that obviously it's very sad what's happened to Puerta and his family, but you got to carry on living. And I think, and as I said at the beginning of the program, that what a better way to celebrate this young man's life by playing a game of football and and dedicating it to his memory.
Yes, so they finish second in this competition, but now, I guess, Craig, for them, the aim is to improve on what they've built over the past few years, because while they've done well in Europe's second-tier competition, winning back-to-back in the UEFA Cup, now they have an opportunity to go to the Champions League. I wonder what they might offer if they get through.
Well, in Europe, you say, OK, they should get into Champions League group stages now. And, the one area I see that they do lack is that one player in the centre of midfield, just in behind the strikers, who can create things for Fabiano and Canute. They're very strong out wide, very industrious in the centre of midfield, but it's just that one brilliant player. I mean, Kaka is an extraordinary club and an excellent team, but he was unbelievably good in last season's Champions League, right throughout. You need that key player to go on in Europe's premier competition. That's the one thing they lack. But for them to go all the way and to push for La Liga title, even on the last day of the season, is with the resources they have, just unbelievable. And this is why Juan Ramos is clearly an outstanding manager. And the question mark is, can they keep him for the next couple of seasons to try and build this sort of longevity?
Well, this is a pretty familiar sight, isn't it? The famous Rossoneri of AC Milan stepping up to collect yet another trophy in what has been a decorated history for this proud club from the north of Italy. They have won the European Champions Cup, at least. They're now known as, of course, the UEFA Champions League 7 times. And they are second on the continent in success, only to Real Madrid, who've won the crown 9 times, and this year we might see a renewed push from Real Madrid, having spent massively in the off-season. And even for Australian Zelko Kalatz, yet another medal. I think when he was here on the show on the World Game during the off-season, he said that he would be happy before he retires picking up one more Champions League winners medal. I mean,
sorry,
you wouldn't put it past him, would you?
Well,
I mean,
he's another one for the cabinet.
He's had a great ride, even if most of it has been watching from the bench. But
sure,
it's been
you're still with really what is one of the top 3 football clubs in the world, and there you are standing. Okay, you haven't played in this game today, but I tell you what, when he retires, he'll come back and watch this vision. And
look, he retires, I'll be hitting a circuit. You'll be living him dying off for the rest of your life, wouldn't you? And look, and credit to Zelko. I mean, I think that he did his time in Italy with Cagliari.
And
proved
Perugia.
himself-
Perugia,
Perugia, sorry, with Perugia, proved himself to be a capable goalkeeper. And look, clubs like Milan don't sign a player unless they think that you're half decent. So look, I mean, I think credit to Zelko Kalic.
Well, Ambrosini has the honour of lifting the trophy for AC Milan tonight because the regular captain and veteran of this club, Paolo Maldini, is currently out injured, although on the comeback trail because he had knee surgery during the off-season.